And I want to go. Well, I've got so many of these open. Yes. Right. Here we go. I can see that. I can see that. Right. I'm going to be showing you how I made this card today. And to save time, I have pre-cut a couple of the parts for the a couple of the parts I've done, like I've already foiled the poinsettia flower from the dies. This is something I did the other day because foiling takes ages, but it's such a fantastic technique. I've done a heat foiling video a couple of weeks ago, so it should, you know, I'll be able to link that to you in another part in the description. Right, first thing you'll need is a 5x5 card blank, and you'll need to find your center points on each of the 4 sides. And you'll need 2 of these circles cut. Now I've used the scalloped circle dies from Gemini just because that's what I've got, but there are some nesting frame dies in on page 183 of the catalogue. Let me just quickly do something because I've forgotten to turn my off. Need to change the volume. Turn the volume off so I don't get any pings. Right. Yeah. And then the reason I've done it this way round, I'll explain, is it's easier to get this lined up once you've actually cut your rings, because then you know exactly where to put the circle dies. And I've just taped them with a bit of washi tape and then you don't have to guess about where to position them on your card because it's all set out for you. I can tell you that makes life a whole lot easier. And I've just realised that is going to cut the wrong bit of the card, so I need to quickly take that out. Because otherwise my hole is going to be too big. We don't want that. Right, I'll try again. Okie dokie, so you get that lined up on your cutting plate, and using your non-cutting plate, it's also important to only press lightly with a soft pencil on your cardstock, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with those pencil lines. If you do get some that pressed a bit too hard, don't worry about it. You can always stick something over it. Okie dokie. Right. Ooh, trying not to smack myself on the back of the hand. Okie dokie. There we are. Then so now I've done that bit, I can actually put my, I can take this off very, very carefully. Yeah, there is a little bit of buffering because I've got a connection issue. Apparently, it's trying not to. Ah, no. It was a little bit too rough taking that off, but that doesn't matter. I will simply turn this into the inside ring of the card, and you won't see that bit, or I can put something over it. What's it doing? Okie dokie. Why is it not receiving data? I'm getting... There we are. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of buffering, I'm afraid. Okie dokie. Right, oops-a-daisy. I think I might just use that as the inside circle. Right. Well, that's annoying. Right. I'll just pull that down there, sorry. I've got a tiny bit more space. I can rub those pencil lines out if I find my rubber. It's only a quick, easy one. Well, it's technically quick and easy because I've already made the embellishments. Come on. Come off. Yeah, the reason I've got buffering is because my laptop is old and slow. But hopefully it'll be fine in the replay. Hopefully. Please be okay in the replay. Okay. There we go. I have found the spot. Okie doke. This will help to support the weight of the card because there's going to be a gap round the inside. So I want to get... But before I get that stuck down, what I want to do is get the stamping around the edge done. So it's right. Okay. So move that out of the way. And those. Right. Using the berries from the Poinsettia Petals, which is a set I am so pleased that I bought. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock to match the cardstock, then stamp into the corners from the outside, just so I don't end up going over, leaving room for the frame. Now, if you've got a stamp apparatus, you'll be certain to get these on nice and straight and evenly. Being careful to keep my fingers free of the, because you get oil on you from your fingers, and you don't want to end up with that all over your cardstock. Making sure I don't have my head in the way. Right, I need a little bit of something else. So what I'm going to do is stamp there, and there, and there. So I'll get a nice flow of berries around the outside. And the corners. What I want is a framed look. So the good thing about this berry sprig is that it just tucks in so nicely. Oh, it's going to look gorgeous, especially once the frame's in place. Tuck that in there. And then pop that last one there. Okay. Right. That'll give us a nice little backdrop to our decorations. Ooh. Try not to lose the stamp, because that would be annoying. Give it a clean up. Give it a proper clean later. Right. Put that to one side for the moment. Right. For the berries, I'm actually going to use a metallic pigment ink for this because it sets off the copper in the foil so nicely. Trying not to get ink all over my fingers. Where is it? Oh, right. It's right there. Right there. Carefully lining up the berries. This copper sets them off so nicely. And it'll set off the foiling on the poinsettia really well. What I might do is actually leave some of them white, so I've got like a mixture. And put the sentiment across the bottom there, just to yeah, I wanted to leave that white, no. And then if I do this side copper, I can leave that last one white. Right. Trying not to. Right. And the thing with pigment ink is that it sits on top of the paper. It doesn't soak in like dye ink. So what I'll do once I have glued the frame in place is I will give it a quick blast with my heat gun. And carefully with the wet glue. I'm using wet glue because it gives you that tiny little bit of wiggle room. So this acrylic glue does set fast, so you've got to be quick. Right. Being careful not to let it touch the wet ink on the inside. There we go. There we go. We've got a sweet little frame, and quickly give that a rub. And any smudges before I go over it. Right. Just so I know I haven't gone over that. Right. I'm just giving him a quick blast to dry off that metallic ink, because what I don't want to be doing is smudging it while I'm working the rest of the card. And don't worry about it going all curly. You just put your hand on it while it's still warm, and then it will sit nicely. Right. So there we go. We got the quick frame, and what we want is the internal frame here, because this will help to give a little bit of extra strength, because what you lose a bit of the card's strength when you cut bits out of the middle like this, and it just helps to support the weight of anything you stick to the outside afterwards. If I can get that to sit on there, that would be appreciated. There we go. Right. And that will help to support. Right. It's already helping it to sit nice and straight. There we go. Right, next bit is actually the sentiment strip, which I'm going to put at the bottom there. Well, this is going to be the map for the sentiment. I'm going to position that there now, just so I know what I'm sticking where. And this measures 2.5 by 7/8 of an inch. And I'm popping that up on dimensionals because I want it to stand out, and it will just help me position the rest of the leaves and all the other stuff I want to stick to the outside before I stick it down. Because I want to get that as central as possible. Do it over here where I can see what I'm doing. Right, that's the 2.5 bit. That's the middle. There we go. Yeah. And I will eventually stick a sentiment to that. And I've done the rest of the card. Okie dokie. In fact, while I've got my heat tool out, I might do that now. Actually, no. Okie dokie. So what I have here are the elements that I die cut earlier to save myself a bit of time and noise, and because the last thing you want to do is sit there watching me die cutting elements out of whatever scraps I have. Oh, come on. There we go. So I've got my 3 holly leaves, I've got 2 and both of the sprigs, and I've got one of the little poinsettia flowers just to set it off. Right. So what I want to do is try and get this as central as possible on this and then you'll see what I'm doing, because I've got two of these smaller circles, and what I will do is, once I've got my elements positioned, okay, like so. I've decided which way round I'm doing this, because I really don't want to lose any of those foil there we go. I think that's about right, actually. Okay. Yeah. Stick a leaf under there. Then I will, what you want to do, and you always want to audition and see where your pieces look best. So I have those two slightly overlapping there, and these are going to stick to the outside of the frame. No, I liked them where they were. I like them where they were to begin with, under that petal. There. Once I've got that positioned, I'm actually going to use those holly leaves to anchor the flower to the outside of the card, as well as the berries, but I'll position the berries shortly after. Right, let's give that a bit of a wiggle. What can go under there? Nope, that works better there. Like that. I've got that upside down. Does help if you've got your holly the right way up. There we go. There we are. Okay. And then I'm going to prop this in there. Like so. And I will pop that. So you've got the leaves pointing at the four corners like that. It just gives it a little bit of symmetry. You don't want it too symmetrical because it'll just look forced and unnatural. I might pop that. I might wiggle that up there. I'm going to stick that there. And then, yeah. And there we go. So, once I've got all of this stuck down, I'll work on getting the Right, that can go there. That can go there. There's an anchor. Oh, that slipped. Okay. Bit of wet glue, not too much because you don't want it squodging out the sides. Oh, missed a bit. Just so to make sure I don't end up with glue everywhere on the inside of the card, I'm going to stick that there and put that berry sprig there. Then I'm going to put this berry sprig being very careful not to add too much, because again you don't want it splodging out the sides and getting it everywhere, because otherwise you're going to end up with shiny patches. Not that there's anything wrong with shiny patches, but you don't want shiny patches in the wrong place. Okie dokie. Then you get your wet glue again and put that on the stem of the sprigs, just as a, and that will help anchor your flower where you wanted it. So I want it like there. So a nice even distance between the edge of round the outside of the circle. Holding it down for a few seconds. This bit takes a while. Oh my goodness, this bit takes a while. Right. Oh no, don't stick to the paper. Well, that's just annoying, isn't it? Okay, we'll do it that way round. Because glitter paper doesn't like sticking, which is why you've got this lovely little piece here. This is a 2 1/4 scalloped circle. As I said before, it's just the size I've had. So Oh, there we go. That's better. That will stay put now. Hold that for a second. Yeah, glue dots are down there. It requires me bending over to get the glue dots out. And that hurts at the moment. Right. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to anchor this a bit further because I do not want this falling out. I think I'll put the glue there just so that I can cover up that tear a little bit, and this will also help anchor the flower to the outside of the card. Right. Okie dokie. I want a tiny bit of glue there. And a tiny bit of glue there. There we go. And again for this one, tiny bit of glue on the end. And a tiny bit of glue on the frame. We don't want to squash the petals down, because otherwise you're going to lose the three-dimensional feature of the flower. There we go. And then that is nice. Oh, shush phone. Right. There we go. We got all the elements. Oh no, we don't have all the elements. I very nearly forgot my flower. I'm going to stick that here where I've got a bit of a smudge. And then I've got some stickies. Where are my tweezers? Just so I can right one. Now any pearlized gems would look great on this and really bring out the cream on the. So just want 3 little gems in the middle to give it a tiny bit more twinkle, because you know, glitter paper and foil, that's just not enough. That's not enough twinkle. I like to. If I'm going to do sparkle, there are no half measures. You know, no half measures. Let's put my berries away before I lose the stamp. Right. The next stage is this. Oh, why am I putting them away? Wake up, woman. Right. What I want is eeny, meeny, miny, that one. Right. Okay. We'll move that to one side because I don't want to get embossing powder all over that. little magic baggie. Give that a good old dusting. Then I think I've actually finished with that. I'm going to do something unheard of. I'm going to put something away. For me, that's just like unheard of. Right, move that out of the way. Okay, stick that there. Yeah, clear embossing ink. Give it a good old squash. Yep, that's covered it. And I don't think I cleaned that properly the last time, which means right. Bit of copper. Embossing powder. Tap off the excess. Back in the pot. I know it looks brown at the moment. But hold your horses. It's not that dark. Bung up there. Careful not to overcook it. Oh, yeah. What did I do with my scissors? I know I had my big scissors somewhere. Tweezers. They're under the stamps. Okie dokie. Okay, right, next bit. It's still a little bit too wide. I'll take off a tiny bit more. Oh dear, I think it's bedtime. There is a child complaining. Right, let's get this straight. 'Cause that line was a bit on the squonk. I've got thank you for this, making this a wonderful season under there. And what I am going to do is use glue. I am actually going to use glue dots for this one because I don't trust. I want the bigger ones. I don't trust my wet glue to actually hold that to. Ah! Don't stick to me. Right, 3 glue dots. Why are these not? Right. Oh, I'm all of a tizzy. I'm all of a tizzy. I'm still not happy with that. Ugh. That will have to do. Okay. And then that will complement the foiling on the flower. And there we go. There are a lot of parts involved in that. Mostly because of the foiling and the embossing. But for a quick and easy 5x5 card, I know many of you won't have a hot foiling machine, but what you can do is stamp and emboss the individual layers and then individually use the dies to cut them out, because you do have the offset there. I simply used these embossing bits as a foiling stamp. Sorry. Because I hadn't played with my foiling machine in ages and I wanted to play and make something shiny. But there we go. We've got two slightly different, but so pretty. And ever so twinkly cards. Now, I'm really pleased with these. So if you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up before you leave, because it helps me get seen, and share it with anyone who you think would be interested. And I'm going to go away and come up with another idea for cards, because I do have quite a few others that, in true Blue Peter fashion, here's some I made earlier. If I can find the envelope that I put in. Right. Put my stamp away. Yeah. So I used two colours of ink. I used the copper from an Encore, and I used the pretty Peacock from Stampin Up. And copper foil on cream paper, so you'd want the very vanilla from Stampin Up if you needed cream. They don't do copper foil, but as an alternative to this, you can get the foil paper from Stampin Up. I'm not sure what page it's on, but it's with the other papers. You can get copper foil paper and actually use the dies to perhaps cut the back layer in copper leaves. That would be really good. I might have to have a play with that. I'm giving myself ideas now. Oh, there we go. Let's shove those back on a shelf so they're out of the way. Now, what did I do with my list of stuff? Yeah, the copper paper is code is 142020. Another thing that would look really nice on this would be if you wanted to do it in gold, use the wreath bit from the Forever, what's it called? This is why I need to write stuff down. If you use the copper paper from the Forever Gold laser paper, and that's in the Forever Ferns thing, and then you've got your circle already cut. So I want another play with this because I really like that teal with the copper. I'm gonna have to do some more of these. Now, what was I looking for? Ah, yes, that's what I was. What? I was looking. Excuse me while I just throw paper flowers around. Yeah, I did some other foiling. I've done red and copper and red and silver, but I still need to do some more with that I'm really looking forward to playing with. I think I've just gone poinsettia mad. Alright, I'm going to leave you to it, and hopefully I'll see you at some point next week. Okay. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to give the video a like when on your way out, and happy crafting.